doubt Black Mask would trust Deathstroke with any useful information. I should follow Penguin's lead and hurry to Lacey Towers. I don't have time to interrogate Deathstroke. The police are already on the scene at Lacey Towers. I should use the device I took from Deathstroke. Alfred, get GCPD to take a look at the final offer. More to Dixon Docks. They'll find Slade Wilson tied up and waiting for them, along with some of Penguin's illegally obtained weapons.
Another anonymous tip? Will do, sir.
Oppressed citizens of Gotham, your cries for help have been heard. I am Anarky, voice of the people, here to save you from the plague of corruption that now infests this once proud city. Those hired and elected to keep us free and safe won't lift a finger. And why would they? They've been bought and paid for, encouraged to turn a blind eye. If they won't act, I will! At dawn's first light, the sources of Gotham's ruin will be destroyed! Now, back to your regularly scheduled programming of propaganda and consumerist garbage.
As if there isn't enough going on tonight.
Let's have us a little chat about respect.
I should hurry to Lacey Towers before the cops destroy all the evidence from the crime scene Penguin mentioned.
I was hoping to get a minute of your time. See, I've got a story to tell you. About crime and violence, greed and vengeance. But it's also a story of redemption, of second chances, of change. I've planted 3 bombs where Gotham's corruption is at its strongest. But unlike those I fight to overthrow, I believe in choice. So, I offer you one. Let them detonate, or stop them. Your actions will determine what I do with you.
Hey, miss, over here.
I've planted 3 bombs where Gotham's corruption is at its strongest. But unlike those I fight to overthrow, I believe in choice.
Whoa, easy now. I ain't looking for a fight. Got a message, that's all. Anarchy says if you're gonna make a withdrawal, you better do it soon.
Your actions will determine what I do with you.
Guys are talking about needing an extra pair of hands for some of the horse's products.
Paying?
Yeah, just a little something extra for seeing us tonight in fact.
Apparently Penguin's guys were doing a deal in Jezebel Plaza with a bat show. Didn't end too well for them.
Guess stuff's still there? We should take a look.
They're too late. SWAT beat us to it.
Stupid phone's acting up again. I need to switch providers.
Won't matter. What do you mean?
Some nut job's been putting towers up all over the city. It's interfering with everyone's stuff. Phones, radios, it's a mess.
Think it's one of the assassins?
Could be. Makes sense, too. Jam up the bat's fancy gadget.
Any available homicide units, please respond to 187 in the Bowery. Officers on scene report victim appears to have fallen from a nearby building.
Once the money's gone, we'll have a new system. Better one.
They say money makes the world go round, but it also makes for excellent shackles. You're tied to your job, your mortgage, your need to buy the next shiny thing your overpriced television seduces you. Imagine what we could accomplish if only someone would set us free.
This is a wreck!
Alfred, we've got a problem.
So I saw. This Anarchy fellow mentioned 3 bombs, which means 2 still remain.
I need to find them.
I've no doubt you will, sir.
Crap! The bat's coming for us!
You see what I'm seeing?
The police know the victim fell from a nearby building, but there's not much else in the file. His identity might shed some light on things. Brian Murphy, an account manager at the Gotham Merchants Bank. Cause of death, internal injuries sustained on impact. Now I know what happened. Time to find out how and why. This blood spatter indicates a high-velocity impact. I should check the roof. The railing here is broken. Was it an accident, or was he pushed? Two sets of footprints means the victim wasn't alone, and the scattered paperwork suggests he had a briefcase. I need to find that. Interesting. There are 2 sets of fingerprints here. One belongs to the victim, the other to Robert Haynes, a well-known con artist. Alfred, I need the last known location of Robert Haynes. I'll send over everything I've got in case it helps.
No need, sir. I already have a search area. Check your display.
We're in for it now.
Keep an eye out for the bat.
You think he's here?
I don't know, but if he is, I don't want him screwing things up.
I'm sure he's got better things to do, like dealing with the assassins.
The bat don't care if we're big time or small. That's why...
Don't forget about Sionis and Cobblepot. I'm sure their crews are planning to take advantage of the situation.
The cops investigating this crime should have a relay station set up. It'll look like a mobile satellite dish, probably on a rooftop.
I can make the IDs, but you sure it's gonna work?
I've got the account numbers and passwords. If we've got driver's licenses that say we're the guys, then as far as the bank's concerned, we're the guys.
Yeah, but what if they, recognize one of us?
I specifically chose clients from out of town. Most of them have never set foot inside the bank.
All right, but if this goes past you, it's on you.
Relax, guy. I've been doing this a long time, and I never make mistakes.
Oh, what was I thinking working on Christmas Eve? I should be at home in bed with a sandwich, a beer, and my girl. Who is that? What the... Okay. Please, I'm tapping out. Don't hurt me. What do you want?
What happened to Brian Murphy?
We had a deal. He gave me the account numbers. I faked being a client and cleared out the account. In exchange, he gets a cut. It's a con I run 100 times. But then he starts to get nervous, tries to back out.
So you threw him off a roof?
I couldn't risk a warning the bank or going to the cops. I had to protect my interests.
And how'd that work out for you? Alfred, contact the GCPD and let them know Brian Murphy's killer has been apprehended. Send over the evidence as well.
Consider it done, sir.
Don't think we get this crazy at Christmas time.
You're right, Arkham. We're gonna have a nice, relaxing Christmas Eve. After what Sionis pulled at Blackgate, not a chance. Every cop in Gotham's gonna get called up now. SWAT, too. The cops I can handle. SWAT, though? Those guys do whatever they want.
What's your 20?
On the balcony for a smoke with a menace.
Those men on the balcony, that could be my way in.
Open and shut case. Penguin murdered Black Mask and his lady friend. I mean, we found the bastard's stubby little fingerprints right by the bodies.
Yeah, we got Penguin now. Like to see him squirm out of this one. Fingerprints, 2 dead bodies. He's about to do some time.
Yeah, except forensics will take all the credit. And I'm the one who found the prints.
That's why they call it first response. First pickings on the loot, but none of the glory. Me, I take the loot over the glory any day.
Police believe Penguin murdered Black Mask. But why would he send me here if he was the killer? It doesn't add up. This crime took place days ago. The fire and the exposure to the elements make identifying the victims difficult. The male victim is wearing a black mask, but I can't positively identify him as Roman Sionis without a DNA analysis. Something I can't do in the field. I can identify the female victim based on her fingerprints. Tiffany Ambrose, Roman Sionis' girlfriend. or one of them at least. She was no angel, long list of priors, but nothing to indicate she was the target here. The fire spread as a result of a Molotov cocktail thrown into the room. It may have been intended to destroy evidence. The shallow trajectory of the bullet suggests the shooter could be someone of Penguin's height. But the grooves on the floor suggest that the victim was killed by someone leaning back in a chair. This bullet was fired from a revolver. Ballistics analysis indicates a low angle of trajectory. The shooter could have been someone of Penguin's height, but the pattern in the gunpowder residue suggests the bullet was actually fired by someone lying on the ground. These fingerprints are a match for the Penguin, but they're on top of the soot from the fire. The cops were right. Penguin was in the room, but these prints prove he was here after the murders were committed. If he didn't kill Black Mask, who did? The only thing I know for certain is that Tiffany's shooter was lying on the floor. But why? These white streaks are shoe polish. Whoever shot Tiffany was being dragged along the floor. Besides the victims, there were two other people in the room. Tiffany's shooter, and whoever was dragging the shooter. The location from which the male victim was shot may tell me more. The DNA here doesn't belong to either of the victims. Whose is it? The fight broke out when someone startled the shooter. It's not clear who won the fight. It could have been either one of them. I should review the evidence to see if I can learn anything more about either the intruder or the shooter. Fabric analysis indicates the intruder was wearing a white suit or sport jacket. This fabric swatch could help identify the intruder, but I still can't identify the male victim's shooter. There's one impact area I haven't checked for clues. This DNA is from the female victim. The level of oxidation suggests it's been here for several days. If I review the evidence, I may be able to find out what she was doing when she was attacked. She was sending text messages to Roman Sionis about someone named the Joker. Someone killed Black Mask, but this crime took place several days ago, and I saw Black Mask earlier tonight. The only answers I have raise more questions. Who is the Joker? Was he the killer here? Or is he one of the assassins? I have a body, an unknown shooter, and an unknown assailant who attacked the shooter. I need to match the DNA samples against the records in the National Criminal Database to identify who was in the room. Alfred, I need access to the National Criminal Database.
Well, the only way to do that would be to infiltrate the Gotham City Police Department.
Then that's where I'm going.
Sir, you'd need to physically hack into their servers. If you insist on doing something that foolish, you'll need a powerful, non-lethal weapon. I recommend coming back here to pick up your concussion detonator.
Not a bad idea.
8-2. Come in, 8-2. Dispatch, Delta 4-4. Can you raise Delta 8-2?
Stand by, 4-4. Delta 8-2. Delta 8-2, come in. Delta 8-2, come in. Delta 8-2, report. Delta 4-4, no response from 8-2. Please proceed inside to confirm 8-2 status.
10-4, dispatch.
To the light. Flit on over. You want to know what I'm selling? And if you don't, too bad. You can't shut me off any more than you can the billboards, or the branding on your clothes, the flyers that litter the streets, or the sound bites that clog the air. I'm in your face. I'm in your head. Just like them. But
we gotta shut them down to shut them up. Otherwise, we'll never be free.
Trying to educate. You don't want to hear it. You just want to buy it. Only if everyone else does too.
I'm bummed the parade's been canceled. They're kind of fun.
Always dreamed of popping giant balloons.
I'd pay to see that. A huge boom! And little bits of balloon raining down on the street.
The kids will probably go berserk.
All that screaming and crying? Never mind.
Totally still worth it.
Right, you and me both. But everything's shut down.
Well, I heard my alibi is closed. Finnegan's is definitely open.
And full of cops.
The Overview bar?
Too expensive.
I give up. Why don't we just knock over a liquor store?
Works for me. We just gotta find one.
Then let's start looking. What are we looking for again?
Guy in a suit. There's a magazine. Hey, lots of gadgets. You see anything like that, you're supposed to radio the boss.
Why don't we try and look him down ourselves? Did it good with Sionis?
I don't know. From what I hear, the guy's a one-man army.
Sick of being manipulated. I'm not some corporate tool. Use this. Buy this. Need this.
We will bring down proletariat will rise!
You hear about the final offer? They're saying the Bat took down the entire place by himself.
Ah, big deal. Cobblepot's guys are losers.
It wasn't just them. Two of the assassins were there too. Which ones? Electrocutioner and Deathstroke.
Lester's a loser, so no surprise there. But Deathstroke, now that guy ain't no joke.
When this all started, I figured...
I think you've made the right decision. Recognizing when you've been beaten is the first step on the road to self-improvement. Careful now! That's public property you're destroying. Crawling around in vents like a common rat. How expected.
I need to figure out a way to transfer that electricity to the fuse box inside the room. That'll open.
I bet steering that thing requires a whole lot of concentration. Oops! Sorry about that! Oh, that poor door. You really should apologize. But how did... I was sure you'd fail. No one is this lucky.
You need to stop this.
Stop what? Cleaning up the streets? Ensuring the GCPD actually does its job? Removing corruption from the system? Was it one of those in particular you took issue with, or all of them?
You're using the data you've stolen to blackmail people.
So, it gets the job done. It's certainly kinder than the beatings you're so fond of doling out. Think on that.